Hello, good afternoon. This is Christian and welcome to another episode of TECHable. Kaya nyo din ito, tara, turuan ko kayo. Now, this is episode 9 and the topic that we're going to cover today has been mentioned quite a few times in our previous episode. Okay? I'm talking about your Microsoft OneDrive na kabilang sa benefits na makukuha ninyo with your M365 accounts. Ang Microsoft OneDrive ay ang inyong cloud storage and you have at least around 1 terabyte na storage space. So malaking space yon for all your schoolworks and your personal files as well. Diba? You can also use OneDrive sa mobile app ninyo, which is what we're also going to talk about today. But yung highlight po ng episode today would be how do you use Microsoft OneDrive and merge it with other Microsoft apps. Okay? So we're going to skip yung basics ng Microsoft OneDrive on creating a folder, uploading a file, sharing it with other people within from your OneDrive. Isa-skip na natin yon because at this point you already are familiar with Microsoft OneDrive. So diretso tayo dun sa how do you then merge it or use it in other MS apps. Okay? Now, the second one is how do you also use OneDrive in your mobile, okay? And then, how do you synchronize your files from the cloud up or down to your devices, all right? And then we're going to end our episode with how do you move your files from your previous cloud storages, like say for example, sa Google Drive, and move it to the OneDrive app. Okay, using a tool that we have or are going to introduce to you in this episode. All right, so that will be our topic for today. So I hope you tune in for the next 10 to 12 minutes. We're going to talk about Microsoft OneDrive. So if you log into office.com with your DepEd Microsoft account, you will get to this portal. And dito sa apps dito sa kaliwa, we can find OneDrive. Now, hintayin natin mag-load. And then this is OneDrive, your online, well, your storage, digital storage. And meron akong sample folders na ginawa dito, which is modules and your reviewers. Pero you can create anything. You can create folders and you can add files. So, one more capability ng OneDrive is integrated siya sa Microsoft Teams. Now, ang Microsoft Teams ay ang ating communication tool. So, halimbawa, meron akong ka-chat na si classmate kong si Jelly. Right? So normally, di ba sa Teams, we can send messages. Pwede rin tayo mag-send ng files. If I click on yung paperclip icon, syempre pwede ako mag-upload ng files sa device ko. Pwede rin ako mag-attach from my OneDrive. If I click on OneDrive, yan, if you notice, kita nyo ba to, yung module and reviewer folder? These are the same folders that I have, right? So if I click on that, hold on, I click on that again. Yeah, I can click on the folder and look for the files na gusto kong ibigay kay Jelly or sa classmate ko. Let's say yung solar system, yung kaninang inedit natin, right? I'll share this dahil ito yung halimbawa yung group report namin na kailangan tapusin. Let's just type on here, group report for tomorrow, and hit the send. So makikita na to ng ni Jelly, yung classmate ko. Now, if she clicks on this one, and again, I am inside Microsoft Teams, ano? If I click on this one, makikita ni Jelly yung presentation and she can edit the PowerPoint with me. So, going back here and there. So, nakasave na siya dun sa conversation namin. One more thing na pwede ako mag-attach ng file ay sa loob ng isang team or isang group. A group is a collection of students or users. So in this case, syempre pwede ako mag-converse, pwede ako mag-send ng message sa kanila. Pwede rin ako mag-attach ng file. Halimbawa dito sa isang group, si teacher yung gusto kong bigyan ng yung assignment or yung report ko. So click on the OneDrive. Ayan, again, makikita ko yung dalawang folders na ginawa ko. And then, if I click on modules, click on science, halimbawa, and then yung Amazon Rainforest, yun yung isi-share ko sa akin teacher. Yan. Send the link. And there we go. Now, before sending, again, we can edit yung share capabilities nito. So, maaaring iset natin na teacher can edit, right? It's up to us before we hit the send. Now, ang maganda dito sa OneDrive is meron din tayong mobile app version. I-download lang natin siya sa Play Store or sa App Store. And dito, if I click on Files, makikita ko rin yung same folders that I have, which is yung modules and yung reviewers. If I click on Science folder, you can see all of the files that I have. Yung files na meron ako sa Science folder, right? Ito lahat ng modules ko. If I click on yung Amazon Rainforest, it will open and I have the options to download and edit or share with to other people. And these are the same files na pinakita ko kanina. Ito rin actually yung file na sinend ko kay teacher, if you remember. Yun din yun. If you want to edit, you have to also download the Word app. And there, these are all the files. Next, we're going to talk about file synchronization. So, paano natin isi-sync yung files na ito? So, meron akong folders, halimbawa, with files inside. The goal is isi-sync natin ito dito sa device natin. So, how do we do that? Right? So, again, ito yung starting point natin. We want this to sync sa device natin. So, pag pumunta tayo sa File Explorer or sa Windows natin, we can click on yung OneDrive na icon. Now, kung hindi pa tayo nakapag-login, great. So, ila-login lang natin yung DepEd Microsoft account. And from here, lagay natin yung password. Make sure it's logged in. And then, naka-indicate na kung ano yung address or saan yung location ng DepEd OneDrive natin. Click on Next. Wait for it to load. Now, papakita dito yung mga indicators. So, tuturuan tayo na ano yung icon kapag online lang siya available, kapag nakasync sa device, or kapag available siya for access. Okay? Once you're done, ayun, nakasync na yung folders natin dito sa OneDrive or sa local device natin. Now, if we try to cross-check yung files na ito, just to make sure na ito nga yung files na nag-sync from your OneDrive, you can check it this way. So, originally, ito yung gusto natin i-sync sa device natin, right? These are yung demo videos that I created. And if I go to the folder na nakasave dito sa device, I can see na naka-sync na siya. Although, yung status niya is available pa lang siya online. Kapag kinlik natin yung file, right, and i-open natin yan, ita-download siya ng OneDrive para ma-play natin from that device. And ang maganda doon is available na siya sa device na yon. So, every time na walang internet connection, pwede natin i-access. Now, these are just some other settings ng OneDrive. If you go to the settings here, you can unlink the account. This is one way to manage yung accounts na nakalog in sa OneDrive ninyo. Pwede nyo palitan, or pwede kayo magdagdag ng isa pang account. So, say you want to unlink this account, ang mangyayari niyan ay madi-disconnect yung account na nakalogin dun sa OneDrive. Okay. But you have the option to remove the files that are already available na sa device ninyo. So now we've covered how you do file synchronization from your cloud to your devices, and how do you merge it with other apps. Now, we want to talk about how do you then move your files from your Google Drive up to your OneDrive. Okay, so let's watch this bit. Okay, so how do we move our files from other drives like halimbawa yung Google Drive to OneDrive? Right? So yung goal ay i-migrate natin sila dito. Now, there is a tool to do this. You can go to mover.io. This is a tool that can help you migrate your files from Google Drive to OneDrive. And madali lang yung steps on how to do this. The first and most important step is to log into Mover. Now from here, pwede nyong i-log in na yung DepEd Microsoft account ninyo dito sa Mover. Just make sure that tama yung email and yung password na nilalagay ninyo. Once that is done, it will take you here. Now, tatlong steps lang yan. Step 1, click a source. So, in this case, we'll be migrating from Google Drive. Okay? So, wait for it to connect. And make sure to select the right account. Okay? Dahil may instances na iba-iba yung Google accounts din na gamit natin. So, just make sure na tama yung nire-reference natin na drive. Once that has been selected, ilo-load nyo ngayon yung contents ng Google Drive ninyo. It's a way for you to check na ano ba yung mga files na i-move ko dun sa OneDrive ko. Now, step 2 is to then select OneDrive. Make sure to select yung single user and confirm. Wait for it a bit. Make sure to log in with your account kapag hiningan tayo. And then it should load accordingly. So once that is done, i-display na rin yung contents ng OneDrive ninyo. Once you're done, step 3 is you can start copying. Now, make sure to wait until matapos yung process. But at this point, nagra-run na yung migration ng files and you can check it out later. Alright, so after loading or waiting for some time, you can see here na nakasync or nakatransfer na yung files natin from our Google Drive to our OneDrive. Just make sure to double check kung na-complete na yung process and then make sure na tapos na yung pag-sync ng mga files din ninyo. So to cross-check, so again, ito yung files na minove natin. Now it's in our OneDrive. And then you should be able to use the files accordingly. Okay, that is it for today's episode. Just remember, you can get your OneDrive by logging into office.com using your DepEd Microsoft account. Sa mga wala pang Microsoft account, kindly coordinate with your division IT officers for your account or the DepEd Central Office. All right, so this is episode 9. I'll see you in the next episode.